I'm Mariam Ahsen. I'm GPST 3 in Ayrshire and Arran from Scotland. This was the first time I gave my SCA, and Alhamdulillah, I passed my exam and I got good marks as well. I think I had written some top tips slide which I wanted to give to everybody. I started my actually practicing from January, and then I planned like how much. I think once you understand the whole scenarios and the whole process of how the exam works, then you can time yourself like how much preparation do you need. So I thought that for myself, I think I needed good 5 months just to prepare. So first of all, I made a good group. I had two other friends who were with me all the time, and we were preparing, I think, 3 to 4 nights every day, discussing 3 to 4 stations. I took another course, but I will come towards the mocks as well, for which I took from the Imtiaz Academy. The first thing is that I think this exam is an exam of your nerves more than any clinical knowledge or anything, because AKT, we know all the the management part and everything. This exam specifically tests your nerves and your confidence. How are you able to give your plan and your management to the patient in easy words and making them understand, and sharing your the management plan with the patient, and making sure that it's according to the eyes, to their concerns and their expectations. So it's really important to have like a good structure before you start the exam, and it can only happen if you practice a lot. What I used to do is that I used to make a practice a plan for the history taking and everything while practicing on the timer. And even in my exam, I took two whiteboards with me. One whiteboard, I wrote all the schedule, like what history taking and everything which I had to ask. And the second board was just for what the patients were telling me. Because most of the time when you're listening, actively listening, sometimes you do miss few of the things, like, the duration of the symptoms, or what are the symptoms, or the eyes things, or very specific small things, during the whole scenario. So I found that very helpful, because that was giving me a structure. And Alhamdulillah, I passed like all the data gathering in every station. I didn't fail any. The other thing was that you need to make sure that you get your eyes very quickly. Quickly means like once you build a rapport with the patient, make sure that you know that what they want, and then structure your history taking and your management accordingly, and make sure that you're integrating your eyes into your management. For instance, like if a patient is worried about recurrent infection, so start your management by saying, because you said that you're worried about this thing, that's why I think that this kind of XYZ option would be good for you. It shows that you understand what they want and what their concerns are. And I think this thing I learned with time, and I learned during the mocks as well by all the feedback which I was given. The next thing would be the time management. I made sure that I was going into the management plan exactly at like 5:30 or by 6 minutes, before 6 minutes, to give ample time to start with my management. Because in every scenario, you will feel that there is like a clinical part, but apart from that, there is a kind of like a social aspect as well, which you have to address. So make sure you have like enough time during the exam to say both of these things. One thing I would like to say is that please, whatever course you're taking, like Imtiaz or anyone, do a mock. Make sure that you do a mock at the end, because doing mocks with the Imtiaz Academy was an eye-opener for myself. To be honest, I thought I was doing perfect because I was doing my preparation with the same people, and I was so used to them that I thought that I was doing perfect, my timing is perfect, everything. But when you start doing the mocks in the real exam situation, you have the same palpitations and the same adrenaline rush going on. It really gives you that kind of like feeling that you're actually in the exam. And I like the scenario so much, because they were like with the chronic issues and the mental health issues and all the things which come up in the exam. To be honest, I would humbly like to thank Dr. Masar. She was such a sweetheart, to be honest. Like, I really, really thank her. She is so nice. She gave me really good feedback about my timing and how I should be like because I think I've become very much empathetic with the patients, and I waste a lot of time like explaining them and like soothing them. So I think it's very important to make sure that you manage them very very quickly, and you take care of the timing. So I think the mocks were very important and point in, and I did the mocks, I think 2 or 3 weeks before my exam, so I had enough time to think about what things I could have like got better at, and I worked on that afterwards. So make sure that you're doing the mock at least a month or like 3 or 4 weeks before that, so that you have enough time to correct yourself. The last thing is that have patience, like don't be like kind of confusing the patient. Try to give them information in a very very simple language. The actors help you a lot. If they are saying you something not to give them, don't force them to take it. Just try to move around it and try some other options, or give them other options, because they're really there to help you. That's what I found, like in my stations, in the stations which I feel that maybe I was forcing the patients to take something which they didn't want. So I think that's the one thing, like if the patients are telling you or the actors are telling you that I don't think so, I want this, so just move away from it, and instead of wasting your time to force something on them. And yeah, just pray to God. And practice a lot. Yes, I practiced. I had like 3 kids with myself. I was living alone. I don't have any other family over here, but if I can do it, anybody can do it, to be honest, in one go. It's not a big, it's not like AKT, I can say. Definitely it's SCA is much much easier than AKT. Thank you.